Hello everyone, Dev the Sunny Panda here, back with some more. This is the police. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. And let's continue on with cleaning up the streets of Freiburg. It's day 67. We have gotten really far into this game, but it still feels like we've just scratched the surface. And with the dentist on the loose, there is some kind of excitement going on, and there's a lot of things going on within the police department that's affecting me, and let's just deal with it one by one. Situation is getting better, so yay, I guess. Anyways, September 19th, the Golden Bird reports that the City Hall intern found dead in apartment. Freiburg Tribune reports 21-year-old Alison Bell, victim of brutal murder. And the fact says Freiburg housing construction affordable. The tips: City Hall is pleased with us with one finger down. Mafia is pleased with us completely. Police station, ? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. So let's go to work and let's hire a new snitch today. Because we really do need the snitch. Ackers didn't come into work today. Prado didn't come into work today. And Vickers didn't come into work today. That's fine. They were all asked for questioning, so it's fine. I'm too tired. I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? Sterling, no. I'm sorry. Let's start the day. It's your first day of work and you've come to work drunk. How irresponsible of you. That's absolutely irresponsible, and I'm not going to give you a first day on the job off. I'm not that lenient of a police chief too. TV project. Jack, we hear your employees got on camera and said all sort of rubbish to discredit you and the Freiburg police. We had to put pressure on the TV studio to close down the show. From now on, keep your chatty little monkeys over there. And as for Hollinger and Krauss, I want them gone by tomorrow. So we need to fire. Change detectives. As Freiburg police failed to detect the appearance of a famous serial killer in the city, it has become clear that your detectives simply are not up to the challenge. You have 7 days to fully update your detective roster. Find some smart young faces, and those other assholes working for you, keep them as far away from the police station as possible. We got a mafia share from pharmaceuticals, so let's share 50% with our staff. So okay, we have to get rid of all our detectives, but our detectives are nice. Why do we get rid of all of them? And those two, Krauss and Hollinger, need to be fired, but we don't have any. We have to fire them illegally. We can fire them though. Oh, we can't fire them yet. Okay. Let's see how to deal with this. We have some time. We can hire a detective. And where do we need a detective? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 detectives on shift A, 4 detectives on shift B. So, Ruby Sims, you're hired for shift B. Congratulations. Let's get on with day 67. Yeah? No calls yet. We have passed 2 hours today. Wow, that's quite a silent day. Drug sales in Chinatown. An old man complained that a suspicious guy was lurking around his apartment. He doesn't live here. I know the faces of all my neighbors. The guy selling drugs. Could be a false alarm. We'll send Robbins and Smith out just to have a check, in case it's an actual serious call. We don't want to snub calls as false alarm without. That's the crime trap. But we don't have any officers to send today to get killed, because we forgot to have him come in today for work. What was his name? Whom did we need to crime trap? It was Yancey, right? Because Yancey was going to tell on us, basically. Where's the backlog? A rat among us. Yeah, Yancey. Okay, so let's pay for the crime trap again tomorrow, and let's send Yancey to the crime trap tomorrow. Drug sales reports: the guy didn't have any drugs. He was only waiting for his girlfriend, who hadn't answered his calls since the quarrel. No, not answering to the crime trap. I don't want anybody dead on this shift. Could always send out Sterling, but I don't want to. She just came in drunk on her first day to work. That isn't worthy of a crime trap. Imagine if I was the kind of police chief who would send officers to their death because they came to work drunk. That would be terrible. Quite a smooth day. Let's see in terms of investigations. these are all home, right? They're all okay. Wait, Weasley is working and Kano is working, but we don't have enough frames. Where are our frames? We're really missing the frames, and I don't know why they suck so bad at their work. The arson has some frames, but not enough yet, so we'll let them work on it. Assault with a deadly weapon at the city center. A man attacked a sales girl at the flower shop when she refused to give him a bouquet of roses on credit. Eyewitnesses report that the man struck the poor girl with a pistol and started to choke her with some packing tape. All the while, he kept yelling, "I just want to be treated like a human." Alright, Powers, Robbins. It's just one perp, so I think 2 officers are fine. Especially a 3-striped and a 1-striped officer. That's overkill for one perp. But they won't go out alone. And probably not a good idea to send officers out alone either. They gotta have each other's back. Offender has been caught, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed. Awesome job. Proud of you, both of you. But still, the proudest I am of is Officer Austin. Hostage situation as Christopher G. Sands Ice Arena. An armed man wearing what looks like an explosive vest is standing next to an attraction at the Ice Arena, demanding that the dangerous stuff be dismantled and removed right away. Park visitors and their children are trapped on the Ferris wheel, and the offender is refusing to let them leave. Alright, Powers, Reed, Smith. It's a risk to send out Sterling, but we'll send out the SWAT and with Robbins. See, these officers should be able to handle it along with the SWAT. Most likely we need the bomb squad on there, and we'll have the bomb squad respond there if we get a call for advice. But overall, today is quite a silent day compared to the last 2 days we have had. I mean, I think the last 2 days were hectic in terms of calls, especially with us being low on the number of officers. Hostage situation, the offender is caught, officers unarmed, civilians unharmed. Amazing job, all of you. Abduction in the suburb. We have 20 seconds to respond to this call. We're going to wait for our officers to get back so that we can respond with at least 3 officers without sending Sterling to her own death. Okay, oh, there's a formal complaints too. Abduction in the suburb. Philip Santos said that his former business partner, together with 3 armed accomplices, broke into his house and demanded money Santos couldn't pay. He keeps all his cash in the bank, so they kidnapped the man's wife and their infant and took them to an abandoned house on the outskirts of the suburbs. This sounds horrible. They ordered him to return with the money within 3 hours. His name is Rafael Souza. He created the company 3 years ago. Business was lousy, so he blackmailed me after the first year and forced me to buy him out for a huge sum of money. Now he's found out that the business turned around and he wants even more. Okay, Robbins, Reed, and Smith can answer to this. There's 3 people, so yeah, SWAT can go with them. On the other call, a homicide at the motel. A motel manager saw some people dragging a limp body from one of the rooms. Now they're tearing the room apart, obviously looking for something. Gibbons, Powers, off you go. The prosecutor, you have been found guilty of serious abuse of power. The city requires that your salary be reduced by 90%. Further, we have reason to believe that overstaffing in the police department is contributing to increased number of service violations. So the number of employees under your command will be cut by 50%. What's going on? Are they firing all these? No, this can't happen. And what? I need to start killing off witnesses. For real. Anybody who decides to testify against me is dead. All of my detectives are fired. I have to hire 6 detectives and 4 cops. I'm losing Gibbons, Robbins, I'm losing... Thank God I'm not losing Aston. I'm losing Austin. I'm losing Oshiro. I'm losing Antinashi. So I'm losing 2 officers from each shift, and I'm losing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh my good God. This is going to be horrible. How are we going to deal with this? Okay. You join shift A. You join shift B. You join shift A. Jonathan, Elizabeth, Fraser. And we need detectives whom I think I'll We'll wait until tomorrow for a refresh. This is bad. All our well, maybe it's a good thing to have all the old detectives go out. They were underperforming in a way, but maybe we'll be making the mayor happy. Hit and run report. Yes, finally we found some more frames with the correct car. So, he gets out, he starts walking up. That's what happens, right? I had just taken it out after a long business dinner. We pulled up to the parking at the monument and I didn't notice anything suspicious. So he starts walking. This car comes out all of a sudden. Does it follow him? It doesn't drive up right beside him, does it? And he's left dead? No, he's left crushed under the car. So we still don't have enough frames. I mean, the detective on this case is a newbie, and probably that's why. Well, everyone's getting fired tomorrow anyway, so we'll sort it out, I guess. But this is terrible. Anyways, the abduction call. A man with a gun in his hand is smoking on the porch of the abandoned house. Go around the house to the back door, shoot the suspect, arrest the man, and cause him. We go around the house to the back door. The music inside the house is pumping loudly. 3 armed men are sitting at a table playing cards, and in the corner there's a frightened woman with a child. Rush the men, rush over to the woman and child, pull the cord on the music player, and order the men to give up their weapons. Let's do that. Let's pull the cord and we alerted them. Rushing in would probably scare everyone, and it would lead to a firefight. Homicide at the motel. There's people shining flashlights inside the room, and the voices of the perpetrators are raised. Wait until the criminals exit on their own. Draw weapons and secure the room. This is the police. Come out with your hands up. Wait until the criminals exit on their own. The criminals are confused. One has a knife and the rest just have flashlights. There's a body on the floor covered in stab wounds. We have you surrounded. Drop everything and reach for the guys. Take aim at the armed criminal. Shoot the man holding the knife. Let's go for the more. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to shoot. We don't want to abuse our powers. What we want to do is try to keep the deaths low. But we've done well. Lots of officers are fired, and I really need to. Next time anything goes to the prosecutors, the people taking it to the prosecutors are going to die. I have to start doing that because this is hurting me, and I lost 90% of my salary. Now I need to start selling everything to the mafia because there's no other way I'm going to survive. This is horrible.
Boyd here, and I hope you have a hell of a good reason for calling me in the middle of the night.
I'm sorry, Mr. Boyd. I'll call you back later.
No, wait. You're the girl from the prosecutor's office. Lana, right?
Yes, exactly. Oh, I'm so embarrassed, Mr. Boyd. The first thing Mrs. Broom told me about you is that you almost never sleep. I don't sleep too much either, so I thought I'd call you and apologize for last time.
But it wasn't the last time, was it?
Well, I've been going over our conversation in my mind, and I realized how stupid I sounded. You're the chief of police, and there's a strange girl calling you, saying she'll be the next city prosecutor, just to share the news, I guess. I must have sounded crazy.
Not so crazy as you imagine, Lana. When I learned I was going to be police chief, my parents were already dead, and my only friend was working 1,000 miles away from Freeburg. Wife and kids were relaxing on a distant island in the middle of the ocean. Took me 6 hours to get a hold of them. But I had to share the news with someone, or I would have gone mad. All the more because I was surrounded by half a dozen cops who figured they were ahead of me for the job. I figured you were feeling about the same.
It's like you're reading my mind. Now I'm like an outcast here. Most of them still think that Mrs. Broom was joking or trying to show her deputies that she's in charge of appointing her successor. But I know it's no joke.
Well, for some reason, I didn't doubt it, Lana.
That's probably why I'm calling you. I know it's selfish. I'm sure your wife isn't too keen on girls calling you at night.
My wife and I, well, we're not living together. Maybe I'm the loneliest man in town, and that's why you called, to talk to someone even lonelier than you, huh? Lana?
You know, Mr. Boyd, maybe I'm an idiot, but until this moment, I didn't realize how lonely I am.
Well, you're in luck, because now you can call me anytime. But if you do, you'll have to call me Jack.
Jack? It'll take more than one phone call to get used to that.
Well, we're not in a hurry, are we?
True.
Okay, we have something building up with Lana. That's fine. 44% of Freeburg believes homosexuality contagious. What the freaking hell? Freeburg, why? Freeburg Tribune says boutique sale invites stampede, and the fact says authentic uniform of German General car Wolf discovered in city dump. Anyways, okay, we still don't know. There's no such thing as a free launch. Let's go to work and let's hire a freaking what do you call it? Oh my god, we need detectives for this shift, and we need a what do you call it? A snitch. This is horrible. This is really horrible. And if the perp shows up today, the dentist, I have no investigator to send out for. Yeah, like look at this, it's the serial murder. Okay, I need detectives. I really need detectives, but there is no. Fine, let's hire all these shitbags. Shift B, Neeli, Shift B. Where do we need officers? What? Where's a? We need to fill up the. Okay, we really need detectives. This is absolutely turning out to be a complete shit show. Anyways, like we have to send 2 detectives, and I can't send 25-year-old Pamela Cox, a stripper from the club Twister, was brutally murdered in her home. We need to send out 2 officers with SWAT, 2 detectives with SWAT, and I don't have even 2 detectives. So that's salary. We got $66 of salary. Please be informed that your employees have filed a formal complaint against you. We're gathering information and familiarizing ourselves with the circumstances of this case. Why are we being investigated back to back? Like, what the heck is going on? Anyways, deputies, we need to hire a snitch. How do I hire a snitch? I think Kochi as a snitch would do perfectly well. But how do I hire a snitch? That's the first thing I need to figure out. Police station. Can I info? I forgot how I hired a snitch. Yancy? Will Yancy be a snitch? No, Yancy needs to die today. Kochi will be a snitch. But let's have an info. Where do I get a snitch? Is it deputy? Hire a snitch. Yeah. Are you sure you want to buy this? Yes. Let's hire Kochi to be our snitch. She's a professional officer, so that's fine. Anyways, we are going to have a tough time with the amount of officers that we have lost. And I still think okay, crime trap, yeah. Sawmill neighborhood. Yancy, off you go. I'm sorry. Chief, are you crazy? I'm not going out there alone. Okay, we need to fire Cross and Hollinger. So, oh my god, I'll be left with just 4 officers for today. I have no other option. I can't fire those 2. A robbery at the Constitution 2000 arcade. A group of teenagers cleaned out a video rental cash register while the owner, Bruno Boyce, was occupied in the back room. A store employee recognized one of the robbers, a regular at the arcade room. Alright, we can send Beckman and Fraser. Those 2 should be fine. It's just a small thing, and I don't think they would really not be able to handle this with their professionalism. Should be fine. If we shouldn't let the dentist go, but we really need detectives, and I don't have any. Okay, good thing. Crime trap worked. All of them are dead. It's fine. Would probably make the police station unhappy with me, but we needed to get rid of them. So A teenager fitting the description of the offender is playing alone at the arcade console. Watch him until his friends return. Confirm with the manager that it's the right suspect. Let's confirm with the manager that it's the right suspect. Yeah. Offender caught, officers unharmed. Good job, Beckman and Fraser. This shift has gone through so much, but Austin is holding out the best. Like, I don't know what I would do without Austin here. There's an armed robbery at the bank. What's going on? Oh no! These officers are needed for official questioning. This will take a few days, during which time they will be exempt from all duties. What is this shit? This is my god. Armed robbery. The silent alarm just tripped at Riverbank Central Branch. It appears that 4 to 6 armed robbers have stormed the bank and locked themselves inside. There are at least 15 visitors inside with them, along with dozens of bank employees. Alright, Austin, Beckman, along with the SWAT. We have no other option, Chief. This is a joke, right? We don't have any more officers today. Okay. What is the ice arena fight? 15 hooligans burst into a cafe, broke the furniture into splinters, wounded the manager, and badly beat another young man. A man armed with a gun was at the scene, and he fired a warning shot, but the hooligans only laughed and continued their rampage. They are destroying everything in the area. I don't think they're going to agree to go out for this alone as well, yeah. I can't do anything today, it seems. There's nothing I can do, and this is going to turn into a disaster. Offender dead. Offender escaped, civilian killed, of course. I can't do anything now. I just have 2 officers on the shift. Probably shouldn't have sent out all 3 of them to the crime trap. Yeah. Kochi and Fraser have been pulled up for questioning. The investigator I had has been pulled up for questioning. This is just a disaster. Is my career as the police chief going to end prematurely? Terror threat. The police intercepted a radio signal similar to the kind used by terrorist cells. They appear to be preparing a terrorist attack on Freeburg. The radio could only catch short snatches of dialogue. It sounds like 2 cells, codenamed Green Snake and Jupiter, are going to use something they're calling the Prophet's Hammer to make a giant explosion. Again, just these 2 are not going to agree even for going with the SWAT. So I literally can't answer any call today because Austin and Beckman would not agree to go alone. And Kochi, I just made her my snitch and she has been pulled up for questioning. I don't know, guys. This is awful. I can't do anything. The chief of police is... there weren't any terrorists in the abandoned apartment. No sign of imminent attack. The signal was transmitted by a toy radio. Okay. At least that was a false alarm. But I am the most helpless chief of police. Drug sales at the ghetto. The owner of a small grocery reports that teenage drug pushers are always hanging around the corner outside his shop. I'm tired of calling this in. You cops never do anything. The disappointed man then abruptly hung up. Alright, I think they will go out for this at least. Arson report. We have 1 new frame and hit and run. We have no new frames because our investigator isn't even on the case. Oh my good god. This is a shit show. Disaster. We may not get to catch the dentist either. Yep. Let's end this. I don't even have any words for this day. Like, such a disappointment. Loot, found cocaine. Proceed. Let's bring it back to the police station. I don't want to sell cocaine and have Austin turn up for me also. Yancey will declare you dead. Cross is declared dead. Hollinger is declared dead. Let's end this disaster of a day. Are we getting another call from Lara?
Well, finally, Jack. I've been dying to reach you these past 2 weeks, but I thought I should give you some time to recover your strength. How are you feeling?
Better than ever, Mr. Sand. Touched by your concern.
Well, I hope this doesn't sound too sentimental, Jack, but while you were laying in a coma, I thought about our last meeting many times. It was such a fascinating conversation. You said it yourself. You're a true hunter.
No, Mr. Sand, it was you who said that.
Was it? Well, it doesn't matter. What is important, Kendrick told me a lot about you, Jack. But I suddenly realized that he didn't give me the whole story. Why is it you only want half?
What are you talking about?
Well, why is it you only want to make half? Not a whole million, just half. Not 100,000, but 5. It's a very specific figure. How did you arrive at that number?
Well, I was looking at a house a couple hours outside of Freeburg, down the river. I figured to buy it, move the family, and set everything up, I'd need right around 500,000. It's not my style to take more than I need.
Ah. I must admit, Jack, I imagined all sorts of reasons, but none of them were close to the truth.
Are you disappointed, Mr. Sand?
No, not with you, Jack. Quite the contrary. I respect you even more.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Sand. And now if you'll excuse me, I have to go home and get some sleep.
Of course, Jack. I just...
We hung up on the sandstone. Wow, that the amount of pills we've been taking is ridiculous. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to this disaster of a couple of days. In just when we thought it was getting better, it turns out to be even more of a disaster, doesn't it? Anyways, I'll see you next time. Leave me a comment. Would love to interact with you. Bye-bye.